Hello and welcome back to another Warhammer 40k video from GMP Miniatures. So this video is an unboxing of the Adeptus Mechanicus Duncrawler. I'm just going to unbox this and we can have a look at what you get inside, and then I'll assemble it and you can have a look at the finished assembly of the model and what you get in the kit. So the first thing to note in this kit is the enormous base. This is probably the biggest base I've ever seen on a Warhammer 40k model. You get 3 sprues, the usual instructions and transfer sheet. So let's have a look at the sprues in detail. So I'm going to go over all 3 sprues, do close-ups for you so you can have a look at all the different parts and all the kind of details that are included in the model. It's a very detailed kit. A lot of the new Games Workshop kits are great because they haven't got many mould lines, and the sprue markings are in great positions that are hidden when the kit's assembled. So overall I would say it's on par with all the other new GW kits. Excellent quality. So moving on to the assembly of the model, I'm starting here with the leg assembly. Now there's 4 legs, which it's a great feature of the model. They all actually move once the model's assembled, so you can pick a pose. You can pose the model in any way you want. So I'm just starting off cleaning up the parts, getting rid of those sprue markings and mould lines from the model. I'm using GW tools for this. The new tools, I've just bought them to try them out, and they're great. They're as good as the old tools. Can't really say anything bad about them, except maybe they're a little bit expensive, but then again, they're great tools, they last a long time. So I'm just going ahead and cleaning up all these parts we need for the legs. The glue I'm using to assemble these parts is from Revell. It's just Revell's standard plastic glue. I've always used this glue. I've tried the GW stuff and I just feel like the bond is nowhere near as tight. The Revell glue provides a much tighter, solid bond. You just can't break that bond once it's glued in place. So that's why I use Revell glue. And I'm just assembling the legs here and the construction that holds the legs in place. So now I'm starting a dry fit of all these legs into the leg assembly. I'm not using any glue here because, like before, I said these legs can move once the model's assembled. As you can see, this piece fits over the top, holds the legs in place without the need for glue. So like you can see here, they move around. You can pose the model in any way you want. The legs come with this great little feature. There's a kind of little stand for the feet, so you can choose to have the bare foot into the base, or you can have this little platform foot that would be for kind of rough terrain and things like that. Now you can have these either down, touching the ground like I'm showing in the video, and these just clip in like so without the need for glue, or you can have them braced up, so they're in an up position, not touching the base, so they're almost ready to use. So I'm starting the assembly of the main carb of the model. I'm keeping this completely separate from the legs so I can paint them both individually, because that'll be slightly easier to do. Now with this cab area, there's a lot of small details on this section that have to be glued on individually. Like you've seen, the ladder rails, they're quite small, and we're going to go ahead and add some pipes on the bottom here. Now I've had to use a pair of tweezers for these because they're so difficult to get into place with fingers. So moving on to the weapons here, there's a number of weapons you can go with on this model. I'm just going with the most simple one, that's on the box art. But a thing to note with the weapons is the way the weapons are attached to the model. So on this part there's a small peg which fits into the model, as you can see, and this requires no need for glue, so you could have any weapon you want, you could take them off and put them on as you see fit for a different game. So there's no need for magnetization with this kit. So here's a look at the finished Dunecrawler. It's fully assembled. The top half's just held on with blue tack because I will take that off later for painting. That's why it's slightly wonky. But as you can see, it's a great model. Highly detailed, easy to put together, and some great choices. So I'd like to thank you for watching.